Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to please settle down. The program will begin in a few moments. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the Convocation for the Allied Health Sciences for the year 2022. The graduation day is a culmination of the time, energy, and work that a student puts into gaining his or her qualification. It is a day to celebrate all they have achieved. For the student, it is a day to remember for years to come, as it marks the beginning of an exciting life of opportunity and achievement. Today, we have gathered to celebrate the graduation of our friends from the Allied Health Sciences courses, undergraduate and postgraduate both. This day is also special as we have an occasion to celebrate post the restrictions of the pandemic. The same occasion was viewed last year from the confines of our home, so it warms the heart to see the family and friends of the students gathered once again to witness this event. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments, the procession of the graduates, postgraduates, faculty, executive dignitaries, and the chief guest will begin. Before we begin, there are a couple of instructions. First, please do not leave your seats at any point to take photographs of the students. We have an official photographer. Photographs of all students will be taken. And second, please keep your mobile phones silent throughout the ceremony. And now, I request the audience to kindly stand and greet the procession as it enters the auditorium. Please welcome them with a warm round of applause. We begin with the undergraduates. They are the ones in robes with the blue sashes. dignitaries, we have the Vice Dean of the Allied Health Sciences, Dr. Mary Dias. We have the Vice Dean of UG Studies, Dr. Anuradha Ananthamurthy. We have the Registrar, Dr. Marjorie Correa. They are followed by the Chief of Nursing Services, Sister Ria Emanuel, accompanied by the Vice Dean of the Outreach Programs, Dr. Bobby Joseph, the Dean of SJRI, St. John's Research Institute, Dr. Tony Raj, and finally we have the Executive Committee. We have the Associate Director of the hospital, Reverend Dr. John Tekekara, the Associate Director of Finance, Reverend Father Tony A.J., the Dean of St. John's Medical College, Dr. George D'Souza, the Associate Director of College, Reverend Dr. Charles Davis, who accompanies the chief guest for today's program, Dr. Raghu Padinyath, Dean of Research, National Center for Biological Sciences. I request the audience to remain standing for the invocation.
Let us thank the Almighty for this occasion, for celebration, and ask that He bless the graduates and the postgraduates with a bright future ahead, with strength and fortitude to serve. I invite the AHS choir to lead us in the invocation and reading of the scripture.
Showers of blessing, this is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing, showers of blessings we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, precious reviving again, over the hills and the valleys, sound of abundance of rain. Showers of mercy, showers of blessings we need. Mercy drops round us of കൃപകൾ വീഴുന്നു, but for the showers we plead. ദൈവമേ, there shall be showers of blessing, send them upon us, O Lord. Grant to us now a refreshing, come and now honor thy word. Showers of blessing, showers of blessings we need. Mercy drops round us of joy.
A reading from Matthew chapter 13. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat in it, while all the people stood on the shore. Then he told them many things in parables, saying, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 100, 60, and 30 times what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. The disciples came to him and asked, why do you speak to the people in parables? He replied, because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. The word of the Lord.
I request everyone to remain standing, please. To light a lamp is to dispel the darkness. Let us hope that the light from the lamp brings knowledge and ushers a life of joy and prosperity for all our graduates and the undergraduates. I request the Chief Guest, Associate Director of College, Associate Director of Hospital, Associate Director of Finance, Dean of Medical College, and Vice Dean AHS to kindly light the lamp. Audience and the dignitaries, kindly be seated. With this auspicious beginning, I request Reverend Dr. J. Charles Davis, Associate Director, St. John's Medical College, to welcome today's gathering.
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Raghu Padingat, Reverend Dr. John Varghese, Associate Director, Hospital, Reverend Father Tony, Associate Director, Finance, respected Dr. George D'Souza, Dean of St. John's Medical College, Reverend Dr. Mary Dice, Vice Dean of Allied Health Sciences, respected Dr. Tony Raj, Dean of St. John's Research Institute, Reverend Sister Ria Emmanuel, Chief of Nursing Services, respected Dr. Anuradha Anand, Dr. John Stephen, Dr. Bobby Joseph, Dr. Marjorie Correa, Dr. Avita Rose Johnson, respected heads of the departments, teaching and admin members of the faculty, especially of Allied Health Sciences. Dear jubilarians, the shining silver stars of St. John's, who have worked substantial 25 years of your life here at St. John's with loyalty, commitment, and dedication. Dear students, very particularly the graduating stars of the convocation today. Dear parents, guardians, and well-wishers. A very warm welcome to each one of you to this joyful ceremony. Our past graduates are significantly contributing to the well-being of people everywhere while spreading the fragrance of the mission of St. John's by serving the underserved in St. John's and in different parts of India and the world. Johnites are known for their good work. They are everywhere for good reasons, with loyalty, commitment, and of service to humanity. Today, you, the graduating students, are going to add another silver lining in the history of St. John's through your quality and quantity service to the humanity in healthcare sector. G.K. Chesterton once said, the most practical thing in the world is a good theory. Yes, you have an idea, a clear idea, a concept in order to turn it into an action. I think you have come to a stage of conceiving a clear idea and graduating with an idea of your own as you go into the world of mission to serve people with compassion through your scientific expertise that you have learned, with your learnings from the teachings of your teachers. I wish you all the very best and welcome you to your own graduation ceremony. No science is greater or smaller, but significant in its own way. As you graduate with flying colors, I want you to remember once again before you go from here that allied health sciences are no less than medical sciences. Be proud of your graduation. Well done. Congratulations to you. Albert Einstein said, never regard study as a duty, but as an inviolable opportunity to learn, to know the liberating influence of beauty in the realm of the spirit for your own personal joy and to the profit of the community to which your later works belong. A special word of welcome and gratitude to the silver jubilarians sitting here in front. You have been part of St. John's mission. You deserve a great appreciation. We are indeed very happy to honor you on this day for your commitment and dedication. Welcome to this function. Now, I wish to welcome very specially Dr. Raghu Padingat, our chief guest today. Dr. Raghu Padingat, an alumnus of St. John's 1986 batch, is currently the Dean of Research at National Center for Biological Sciences, NCBS, Bengaluru. He obtained his MBBS from St. John's Medical College in 1992 and his PhD from National Center for Biological Sciences in 1997. From 1997 to 2010, Dr. Padingat was at Cambridge in various capacities, such as postdoctoral fellow, BBSRC David Phillips Fellow, tenure track group leader, and tenure group leader. Since 2010, Dr. Padingat is at NCBS. Dr. Padingat has several honors and awards to his credit and received many research grants and fellowships. Dr. Padingat has been a great guide and mentor to more than 29 PhD students and to more than 13 postdoctoral fellows at various universities such as Cambridge, Manipal, Shastra, Indian Institute of Sciences, Amrita University, and Dhaka Institute of Fundamental Research. He has presented many research and consortia papers. He is a member and leader of the Accelerated Program for Discovery in Brain Disorders using stem cells. He is also a member of many academic and administrative boards. We are greatly and immensely honored to have you, sir, as our chief guest today. Welcome. May I request our Dean, Dr. George D'Souza, to facilitate our chief guest with a plant sapling. Hearty welcome to everyone and wish you all a great day.
Thank you, Father Charles, for that very warm welcome. It is now time for us to be acquainted to the events and achievements of our college in the last academic year. I request Dr. George D'Souza, the Dean of St. John's Medical College, to present the annual report.
Dr. Raghu, Dean of Research, National Center for Biological Sciences, and Chief Guest of the Day. Dr. Father Charles Davis, Associate Director, College. Dr. Father John Verghese, Associate Director, Hospital. Dr. Father Tony, Associate Director, Finance. Vice Deans, Dr. Mary Dias, Dr. Anuradha Anantamurthy, Dr. John Stephen, and Dr. Bobby Joseph. Dr. Tony Raj, Dean of the Research Institute. Sister Ria, Chief of Nursing Services, faculty, parents and guardians, staff, alumni, well-wishers, silver jubilarians, and the dear graduating batch of 21-22. Welcome to the third convocation of our College of Allied Health Sciences. It is my pleasure to present a brief report of the College of Allied Health Sciences for the academic year 21-22. St. John's Medical College was established in 1963 with the purpose of training healthcare personnel to work in the underserved areas of the country. When it started, the only course offered was MBBS with 60 seats. In 1975, St. John's Medical College Hospital was started with a mission to provide quality health care which is affordable. The importance of good paramedics in providing quality care was quickly recognized. They form the backbone of healthcare. So to meet this need, initially in-house certificate courses were started, later becoming diplomas, and finally bachelor and master's courses affiliated to the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. A certificate course in hospital administration for mission hospital administrators morphed into a full-fledged master's program. Today, we have 7 undergraduate programs. Postgraduate courses are offered in lab technology, physiotherapy, and hospital administration. We also have a few doctoral courses in some specialities. The university has granted the college permission to start bachelor's in respiratory technology, bachelor's in emergency medicine, master's in renal dialysis, and MPhil in clinical psychology. We are awaiting the government's nod. Today we have nearly as many allied health science students as we have medical students. From the inception, the focus of these courses has been in the acquisition of skills and targeted towards enhancing the skilled healthcare manpower in our country. The college has a robust academic program delivered by a committed faculty. This is supported by the Medical Education Department, the Department of Bioethics, and Department of Ethics. Our results have been consistently good, and many students have obtained ranks in the university. The pass rate in BSc MLT was 76%, in MSc MLT was 70%, and BSc in clinical technical subjects like renal diagnosis technology, radiotherapy technology, imaging technology, anesthesia and OT technology was 100%. The physiotherapy pass rate was 93%, and the Masters in Hospital Administration was 96%. 16 of our students obtained university ranks this year. Charulata P came overall first in MSc Microbiology. In addition, Ramya came second, and Sri Priya came sixth, and Aisha came seventh in MSc Microbiology. Reggie and Anish of the Masters of Hospital Administration course came 8th and 9th overall in the university. The 5th and 6th rank in imaging technology was obtained by Binti and Megha respectively. In lab technology, Archana came 8th overall. Stuti and Merin came 4th and 7th in BSc Perfusion Technology, while Abhaya came 9th in renal technology. Our students are encouraged to do research, present their work in conferences, and publish them. This is supported by our Research Institute and Department of Biostatistics. We are one of the few medical schools with a standalone research institute. We also have a research society which helps train, mentor, and facilitate research with small grants. The Research Institute held the 3rd Research Day on the 13th of May. This brought together the faculty, researchers, and students on one platform. There were a large number of extracts, and 4 were by our allied health science students. This year, there were 16 presentations and conferences at the regional and national level, and 8 publications. Dr. Arshita from the MHA batch of 2019 secured the 3rd place for her case study on the costing of deliveries, a study in a tertiary care hospital at Horizon 2021 held at Father Muller's College of Allied Health Sciences, Mangalore. Varalakshmi from physiotherapy came first for a poster, 100 reasons to give up, million reasons to hold on, at the National Physiotherapy Conference held in JSS Mysore. Jacqueline Nongpo came second for a study titled Digital Equality for All Ages. She was also awarded a travel fellowship to present her paper, Is Assessment of Balance Importance in COVID Survivors Before Discharge, at SIPCon 22. Our strength is our faculty. They have received awards and recognition for their work. Jennifer D'Souza, lecturer in physiotherapy. Department was acknowledged by Physio Times for her work in hemiplegics. Regissa, associate professor in physiotherapy, was placed fourth in research and innovation exhibition by Chancellor's Young Innovator Program. She also received a certificate of appreciation for her outstanding contribution in the field of women's health at physiotherapy by CAATWO Precon 2022. Our faculty are also on important committees related to allied health sciences. Dr. Yogita Ravindranath, professor in anatomy, has been nominated chairperson of the Allied Health Sciences Board of Studies, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. Dr. Mary Dias, professor in microbiology and vice dean of Allied Health Sciences, has been appointed by the government of Karnataka as member of the advisory board for developing guidelines for the State Allied and Health Sciences Care Council. Dr. Geraldine Menezes, professor in biochemistry, is the editor of the Journal of Allied Health Sciences of the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. The Allied Health Science Department have conducted various conferences, workshops, and short courses. The MHA department conducted a national conference on digitalization in healthcare on 11th April 2022. The department also conducted a course on material management for the Christian Medical Association of India. The Department of Biochemistry conducted a course on quality control and ISO certification. The physiotherapy department, along with Jeevan Raksha and NGO, conducted an instructors training program in emergency care and basic life support skills. Our students train in our multi-specialty hospital, which is to be 1,800 bedded and is NABH and NABL accredited. It has state-of-the-art laboratories, which include a molecular and HLA lab. It has all diagnostic facilities and includes a new state-of-the-art cath lab, a 128 cycle slice CT, and 3 Tesla MRI. All our theaters have been refurbished into state-of-the-art, well-equipped modular theaters. The hospital will soon start a diagnostic and therapeutic nuclear medicine facility. With a daily average footfall of around 2,500 and admission of around 150, it is rated as one of the best in the city and in the state. This makes it the ideal place for training of all our students in all our courses. During the pandemic, the faculty and all the students and all the allied health science programs worked tirelessly and selflessly to help with the diagnostic care of patients and rehabilitation of COVID patients seeking care at our hospital. The lab technology students supported the government in testing patients in the community for the BBMP. This effort was appreciated by the government and the community. Keeping in line with the mission of the college, the faculty and students are involved in outreach programs for vulnerable populations. The Department of Physiotherapy has begun an outreach program in the care of children with special needs in schools, particularly in Bethany School and Christ School. It also does rehabilitation work in old home for the elderly. At the moment, they're doing in Elizabeth Care Home, Augustine Nivas. They run the physiotherapy services in the outreach clinics at Brigade, Kanakpura, and the community hospital in Muglur. The lab technology services also support the peripheral clinics. The college encourages extracurricular activities and sports, as we think they are important for the holistic development of our students. The students participate in the interclass culturals and the interclass sports. They also participate in the university sports meet and fests in other colleges. In sports, the batch of 2019 came overall third in inter-class sports. The college won the zonal university football tournament and was runner-up in the state. They were also runner-up in chess, where Febin of the batch of 2019 was a member. In cultural, the team formed by Anthony and Peter came first in instrumental percussion at KMC Manipal. In the annual fest of the Cambridge Institute of Technology, the team formed by Smriti, Dylan and Peter came first in the Battle of the Bands. The college has many international collaborations for students and faculty exchange to conduct joint teaching programs and research. Some of the noteworthy ones are University of Minnesota, University of Miami, King's College, and the Ben Gurion University in Israel. Many students seek to do observerships, electives, and train for short periods in our college. Many choose to do internship in our college, particularly in speech and hearing, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, Department of Genetics, and medical social work. This year, we had 350 such students, 100 more than last year. One of the yardsticks for the success of a college is the placement of its students. Over the years, our students have been placed in both hospitals, colleges, and in industry, both in India and abroad. They have joined both small and corporate hospitals. Some have continued in academia. This year, all 18 of our MSc students and 22 out of 25 of our MHS students have found placements. We are also proud of all our religious students who go to small hospitals, some in the remotest part of the country, to serve the underserved. Dear Dr. Raghu, we are glad to have you, an alumnus of the batch of 1986 and a scientist, as our chief guest. You are one of the few alumni to choose a path away from the well-trodden. As a David Philip Fellow, you were recognized early in your career as a potential scientist, which you have more than fulfilled, and are now the Dean of Research in one of our country's premier institutes, the NCBS. You have guided or mentored many students in their doctorate or postdoc and in their careers. We look forward to you enthusing our students as they begin the next phase of their journey. Dear students, today is a proud day for us, the faculty, as you successfully complete your graduation. We are confident that we have empowered you with the knowledge, skills, and attitude to be successful in what you do. To be successful, you should be aspirational. You should want to excel in what you do. You need to work hard. There are no shortcuts. And remember, as healthcare professionals, that the patient should be at the center of all you do. The pandemic, of which you have had a ringside view, has told us how important it is to have good health, how important it is to be humane, how important it is to be compassionate, how important it is to be empathetic. But it has also told us about the fickleness of life, and hence, like Tim Cook says, there is nothing more eternal and or more powerful than the impact you have on others. And this is yours on a day-to-day basis as healthcare workers by keeping the patient at the center of all you do. Congratulations to each one of you and all the best. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. George, for presenting the annual report, a proud moment for us all. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that all of us have been waiting for has arrived. The graduating students will be awarded their degrees. We will begin with the students graduating from the undergraduate courses. I invite the chief guest, Dr. Raghu Bhattinyad, to hand over the degrees to the students. And may I request Dr. S. Sita Lakshmi, Professor, Department of Transfusion Medicine and Immunohematology, to present the undergraduates from the various courses to our chief guest.
Respected sir, I'm happy to present to you the graduates of the BSc Medical Laboratory Technology graduates, Suchitra, Aditya Anand Patil, Annunciata Benedict Spencer, Betty Roy, Bhuvana M, Helena Sajan, Karishma Pauli, Manali Patil, Rijo Francis, Santosh M, Shama Farzana, Sneha, Varnana V. Bhagwat, sorry. Varsha Vincent, Veronica, Nalini Sharon Topo, Jitin Babu, Moses Arvind, I now present the BSc Renal Dialysis Technology graduates, Vijay Lakshmi, Clement Rose, Femi Francis, Harish G, Aishin Elsam Francis, Gina Marina, Muhammad Aslam, Neha A, Rachna, Sharat MS, Saumya D, Teresa Mary, Reena Shahi, Hannah Shirley Iris, C. Yamini, Rinju Varghese, Abia Yonan, I'm happy to present the BSc Perfusion Technology graduates, Donna Anna Jolly, Hannah John, Jobin Joseph, Shri Lakshmi BS, the graduates of Bachelor of Physiotherapy course, Sophia Jasper, Abhishek Sridhara Murthy, Aishwarya Sriram, Akanksha Shalini Baksla, Alina Sojan, Alvin Matthews, Clement Marshall, Donna Sebastian, Elakia S, Elizabeth Matthew, Fernandez Nia Fatima, Gabi Solomon, Gitanjali Shekhar Shriyan, Grace Maria Abraham, Sister Agnes Mary, Eunice Daphne, Jerome Yes, Michelle Lobo, Minati Pritesh Patel, P.K. Mithila, Riddhi Chauhan,
Thank you, Dr. Sita Lakshmi. We now move on to the students graduating from the postgraduate courses. I invite the Associate Director of the hospital, Reverend Dr. John Tekekara, to hand over the degrees to the postgraduates. I invite Dr. Jayanti Savio, Professor and Head, Department of Microbiology, to present our postgraduates to the ADH.
Not there. Good afternoon, everybody. We now proceed with the postgraduate students. I begin with the MSc MLT Microbiology and Immunology students. Father Albin Zio, Father Albin, Alvis Mabel Paulette, Father Anto Anthony, Dr. Ashita T.R., Betsy Ambrose, Jitin Verghese, K.M. Anjali, Lydia Terence, Nisha George, Priska Dina, Dr. Priya J., Remy Reggie, Cheryl Joanna, Shireen S. Gadia, Veronica O., Geeta Rani Mishra, Ranjini N., Abhinay Kumar, Hemant H., and Jonathan Aaron. A big round of applause for the postgraduate students. Congratulations.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Dr. Jayanti. Thank you, Dr. George D'Souza. An oath is a solemn attestation of the truth of one's words and the sincerity of one's intentions. An oath is also a promise that helps one to keep rooted and reminded of the responsibilities that one holds in their lives. I request Dr. Shrikar Balasundaram, Professor and Head, Department of Cardiothoracic Surgery, to administer the oath for healthcare workers to the new graduates and the postgraduates. I also request the graduates and the postgraduates to kindly stand and hold out your right hand.
Good afternoon. Kindly repeat after me. I solemnly pledge before God, my teachers and colleagues, that as a healthcare professional, I will render services to healthcare seekers and providers, irrespective of nationality, race, religion, color, politics, or social status. I pledge to serve them with honesty, transparency, and dignity, holding in confidence all the personal information entrusted to me. I will constantly endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and use them to ensure that each patient receives care that is safe, effective, efficient, timely, and equitable, so as to enhance the quality of life of every individual. I shall actively collaborate with the healthcare team and contribute meaningfully to uplift the health of patients, complying with laws and regulations, and protecting patients from incompetent or illegal practice. I will always affirm and guard these principles with integrity and without getting intimidated, always maintaining the dignity and respect for my profession. I make these promises solemnly, truthfully, and upon my honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shrikar. Please remain standing. Congratulations, dear students. Your journey as healthcare worker in service to the society has now begun. Let us congratulate them with a loud round of applause. Let us now remember the alma mater that the students are graduating from and pay our respects to St. John's Medical College with the college anthem. I invite the AHS choir to lead the crowd in the college anthem. I also request the audience and the dignitaries to please rise in solidarity with St. John's.
With every moment born in time, Spirit in me bonds me. Thou my guide, my beacon light. Be thou my guide, my beacon light.
You may be seated. I thank the AHS choir for that soulful rendition. Every year, St. John's honors students who have excelled and shone the brightest in the crowd, and this year is no less. I request our Associate Director of Finance, Reverend Father Tony A.J., to hand over the awards and prizes to these exemplary students of the Academy. We begin with the prizes in the undergraduate category. Ms. Manali Patel has won the Mrs. and Mr. G.G. Kinney Prize for the Best Outgoing Student in BSc MLT Pathology. She has also won the CBCI Society for Medical Education Prize for the Best Outgoing Student of BSc MLT from the batch of 2018. Ms. Vibhuti Dhabi has won the CBCI Society for Medical Education Prize for the Best Outgoing Student of BSc Perfusion Technology from the batch of 2018. Ms. Saumya A.D. has won the CBCI Society for Medical Education Prize for the Best Outgoing Student of BSc Renal Dialysis from the batch of 2018. Ms. Vaishali B. has won the CBCI Society for Medical Education Prize for the Best Outgoing Student of BSc Medical Imaging Technology from the batch of 2018. Ms. Varshita Miraskar C.M. has won the Best Outgoing Student of BSc Operation Theatre Technology from the batch of 2018. Ms. S. Shambhavi Shri has won the Best Outgoing Student of BSc Anesthesia Technology from the batch of 2018. Ms. Anna John has won the Best Outgoing Student of BSc Radiotherapy Technology from the batch of 2018. Ms. Michelle Lobo has won the Best Outgoing Student of Bachelor of Physiotherapy from the batch of 2017. Ms. P.K. Mithila has won the Best Outgoing Intern of the BSc and BPT courses from the batch of 2017. We move on to the postgraduate prizes. Ms. Rajeshwari Chatterjee has won the Teramo Penpol Award for the Best Outgoing Student in MSc MLT Hematology and Blood Transfusion Medicine for the batch of 2019. Ms. Charuta, she's unfortunately not here today. Ms. Charuta P. has won the Becton Dickinson India Private Limited St. John's Endowment Award for the Best Outgoing Student in MSc MLT Microbiology for the batch of 2019. Ms. Sherilyn Joanna has won the Best Outgoing Student in Masters in Hospital Administration for the batch of 2019. Mrs. Sumitra V., who is a Senior Lab Technician in the Department of Anatomy, has won the I. Manorama Thomas Award for Lab Technicians and Scientific Assistants for the year 2021.
Congratulations, dear students. Thank you, Father. Now time to felicitate the students who made the Academy proud by excelling at the university level. May I request Dean of Medical College, Dr. George D'Souza, to do the honors. Binti P. Biju, BSc MIT, Medical Imaging Technology, 5th rank holder at the university. Megha Baby, BSc MIT, Medical Imaging Technology, 6th rank holder at the university. Archana N, BSc MLT, Medical Laboratory Technology, 8th rank holder at the university. Stuti Sajan George, BSc Perfusion Technology, 4th rank holder at the university. Merin Mary Koshi, BSc Perfusion Technology, 7th rank holder at the university. Abhaya Chalil, BSc Renal Dialysis, 9th rank holder at the university. Charuta P, MSc MLT, 1st rank holder at the university. Rabia M, MSc MLT, 2nd rank holder at the university. Sri Priya V M, MSc MLT, 6th rank holder. Bibi Aisha, MSc MLT, 7th rank holder at the university. Remy Reji, 8th rank holder in the category of MHA, Masters in Hospital Administration. Father Anish MA, 9th rank holder in the category of MHA. Let us congratulate the students with a big round of applause once more. The 25th year is marked by silver for its radiance and brilliance. We have many friends in our institution who have tirelessly served the institution for as long as 25 years. We would like to take the opportunity to honor their contributions to the Academy. I request the Associate Director, College, Reverend Dr. J. Charles Davis to do the honors. Krupa Vijaya Kumar, Department Secretary from the Department of Pathology. Muniswamy from Central Store, helper from Central Store. Sagaya Raj A, lab attendant from Anatomy Department. Reggie Dominic, HR Coordinator from the Department of Human Resources. Francis Lazarus from the Department of Biochemistry, who is not here amongst us. Sophia Patrick, Senior Lab Technician from the Department of Biochemistry. Sumitra V, Senior Lab Technician from the Department of Anatomy. Muniamma, helper from the Department of Biochemistry. Karuna Daniel, helper from the Department of Physiology. Christopher, secretarial assistant from the Library. Santosh A., Lab Assistant from the Department of Microbiology. John Sundar, Helper from Pathology. Ratna Kumari S., Social Scientist from the Department of Community Health. Venkatesha N., Senior Lab Assistant from Anatomy. Job Kayal S.J., Senior Lab Technician from the Department of Anatomy. Jude Pradeep, Hall Attendant from the Department of Anatomy. Swami G. R., Lab Assistant from the Department of Microbiology. Prabhakar Nayak, Senior Secretarial Assistant from the Department of Biochemistry. Pushparaj C., Lab Assistant from Pharmacology. Nandagopal E., Lab Assistant from Pharmacology. Nagaratnamma, Helper from Estate. William Anthony Raj, Helper from Estate. Ashok Kumar, Helper from Physical Education. Durai A., Helper from CBCI. Prakash Xavier, Upper Division Clerk from the Department of Microbiology.
Ladies and gentlemen, those were the jubilarians from the non-teaching staff. Please give them a loud round of applause. No department is complete without them. We move on to the teaching staff from the hospital and college who've completed 25 glorious years of service in our institute. We begin with Dr. Tony David Sanjeev Raj, Professor in Physiology and also the Dean of St. John's Research Institute. He is one of the dignitaries on the dais today. Dr. Verghese P.S., Professor and Head of Forensic Medicine. Dr. Preeti Lata Raut is a Professor of Pathology. Sadly, she could not be with us today. Dr. Vinod George Taikadavil, Professor, Department of Biochemistry. Dr. Veronica Preeta Tilak, Junior Consultant, Department of Anatomy. Dr. Annama Thomas, Professor and Head of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. She is in her OPD right now, so unfortunately she couldn't be with us today either. We have Dr. Ashok MV, Professor, Department of Psychiatry. Dr. Sunita Simon, Professor, Department of Psychiatry. Ms. M. Nagapurnima, Tutor, Department of ENT. Dr. Vijaya Raman, Professor, Department of Psychiatry. Dr. Sunita N., Professor and Head, Department of Ophthalmology. Dr. Harshad C. Devar Bhavi, Professor, Department of Gastroenterology. Dr. Balasubramania A.M., Professor, Department of ENT. Dr. Anita Ross, Professor and Head, Department of ENT. Dr. Rajkumar Amaravati, Professor, Department of Orthopedics. We also have two staff members who couldn't be with us today, Dr. Subramania S.G., Professor of General Surgery, and Dr. Kurian Zakaria, Professor of Department of PMR. A loud round of applause to all the jubilarians. Congratulations to all the jubilarians, and here's wishing many more years of fruitful service. Thank you, Father Charles. I now welcome our chief guest, Dr. Raghu Padinyath, Dean of Research, National Center for Biological Sciences, and also alumnus of St. John's from the batch of '86, to address the gathering and deliver his message to our graduating students. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dear senior members of the management of St. John's, members of the faculty of the various institutions of St. John's National Academy of Sciences, graduating students, non-graduating students who might be around, members of the staff of St. John's Medical College and other institutions, parents and friends. So first of all, I would like to start by thanking all of you for inviting me to be part of this celebration. I was just discussing with George that throughout my career, I've never managed to be at a convocation ceremony and have never received a certificate. So this is the first time I'm seeing it in real life. So it's a very important day in the annual calendar of an educational institution. And so it's really very nice to be here amongst all of you. So I thought I would start by telling you a story which of course relates to COVID and COVID times. Way back in March of 2020, the government of India approached my institute, the National Center for Biological Sciences, with a request to help in setting up all the various mechanisms that were required to handle COVID, which at the time was an emerging pandemic. One of the things they wanted us, and I should say it was not just us, but several national institutes in the country, one of the things they wanted us to do was to help augment the testing capacity for COVID in the country, which at the time was for all practical purposes non-existent. This was in March 2020, and around, I think, March 23rd, 2020, the WHO declared COVID to be a pandemic. So we, of course, being a national institute, readily agreed to participate in this effort and try to get about the task of setting up a COVID testing facility. And in about 37 days or so, we were able to deliver the first set of results, a princely number of 15 on the first day, to the government of Karnataka for use in contact tracing, patient isolation, etc. In the 2.5 years since that time, this testing facility has worked uninterrupted, except for a weekly holiday in these days. And we've delivered just under 300,000 tests to contribute to the healthcare needs of the people of Bangalore and the state of Karnataka. Now, the purpose of relating the story, of course, is to tell you or highlight the importance of various factors that need to go into developing and delivering effective healthcare for a population. When COVID broke, of course, as a country, we were unprepared for it, as were most countries in the world. And there was a need to bring together various resources from different parts of the spectrum of science, technology, and medicine to try and make this work. This was not a very easy task. There were many statutory and regulatory hurdles to be overcome before it was unthinkable that a testing laboratory could be set up anywhere outside a hospital. In the end, a dozen or so were set up across the country. Equipment was in short supply, and we in fact had to take out many bits of equipment from standard research laboratories that were doing basic medical research and place it in a laboratory to make a COVID testing lab. There was also a need to dedicate a part of the institute as a dedicated BSL 2+ COVID testing laboratory. And it was also very difficult at the time, because of shortages of reagents, to find adequate numbers of reagents to carry out these RT-PCR tests. And I do recall having to raid the freezers of all the members, all the faculty members in the institute, so that we could come up with enough reverse transcriptase and nucleotides to do the RT-PCR reactions, because they were really in short supply. So we managed to do all of these things with some difficulty, but it was possible to arrange it. And regular testing began, and results were being conveyed to the government, to doctors who asked for it, and this was being utilized in diagnosis as well as public health measures. But one thing that we found exceptionally difficult to deal with was the issue of who would carry out these tests and who would run the COVID testing laboratory. When we began, we dealt with this problem by recruiting about 50 of our PhD students and postdoctoral fellows and training them to work in a biosafety lab. They, of course, had the technical expertise to do RT-PCRs, but these people worked on a voluntary basis for the first few months, and so, except for the neurovirology lab in NIMHANS, which was also doing these tests, I think we were the single largest testing facility in Bangalore, and it was, and Karnataka, and they were heavily dependent on these results. But as the pandemic wore on, it became really very difficult to ask PhD students and postdoctoral fellows to essentially run a diagnostic lab for many, many months at a go. After all, they were not there employed to do that task. They were there to carry out their research. And as the restrictions on going to the lab wore thin, became less stringent, their patients also started to wear thin. And we started casting around, looking for qualified people who might be able to run these laboratories and carry out these tests. And it was something that we found very, very difficult to handle. We couldn't find enough people who were qualified to do these tests. And if we did find them, they were not of sufficient quality to be able to deliver a high-class product for medical diagnostics that one could be proud of. So I mentioned this story mainly because we're here on the convocation day of the Institute of Allied Health Sciences. And some subset of those who are graduating today would probably have been important players in developing and delivering such a diagnostic laboratory. Now, this was, of course, COVID, and I'm not sure what the next health crisis or emergency will be. But whatever it is, in dealing with any health situation, either in a tertiary clinical setting or in a public health setting, it is, of course, important not only to have doctors and nurses, but these days a whole raft of individuals who are trained to a very high level in different aspects of medical technology as the individuals who are graduating today. And therefore, I think it's, I'd like to congratulate all those who are graduating today, and I hope that you will play an important role in any health situations that may arise in the future through your training and your work. I think those of us who have been around for long enough can testify to the fact that the way that medicine is practiced changes over time, and as we get into the modern era, the speed with which these changes happen is faster and also in very dramatic and unexpected ways. These days, in the analysis of any patient that is presented to the doctor at the clinic, we no longer rely on the traditional forms of testing that were in play, let's say when I was a student or even thereafter. There are many modern tools of medical diagnosis that are available, and many of these are now moving from a situation where they are really used only in the setting of research in a laboratory to being rapidly used in the daily diagnosis setting in a clinic. And I think readily upon things like next generation sequencing and mass spectrometry. If somebody had told me 5 years ago that these would be readily available in diagnostic labs, I would have been very surprised. So although we are here today and we have a batch of students who graduated with a certain set of skills, I think it will be important going forward into the future to have mechanisms to not only produce many more of these individuals who are well trained in modern methods of medical diagnosis, but also to find ways of updating the technology, updating your knowledge about the technology, and to be able to use them in very, very effective ways to help deliver better care for the individual patient as well as at the level of the population. Now, as somebody mentioned, I was a student here some many years ago. I calculated today that it was 36 years ago to the month that I entered St. John's as a medical student. I must admit that I didn't really have a very good idea of why I came here. I didn't come from a family of doctors, and I can't say that I was born with a desire to be a doctor. So it was just something that happened, and I showed up here in 1986. And you know, when that sort of thing happens, you start wondering why you're here and what your purpose in life is. But in St. John's, of course, you know, in addition to delivering high quality education of whatever course or degree that you're taking, be it MBBS or one of the allied health sciences, we do have a wonderful complement of teachers in the institute and the medical college who not only teach us, but also provide us perspectives on life, careers, and education. And very early on when I was in medical school, I ran into some of these teachers. One to mention today is the late Professor Prakash Shetty, but there are also others such as Anura, who's here in the audience. And talking to them and listening to their perspectives on what medicine is and so on, opened up for me a huge expanse of new thinking about how I might use my skills and my interests to develop a career. And as was mentioned, after graduating from medical school with an MBBS, I didn't really pursue clinical medicine, but went on to pursue a career in basic research. And this switch in my thinking was really developed here in St. John's, some 50 meters away in the Robert Koch Bhavan. So I think that just as a perspective to the students who are graduating today, I think it's important to remember that in addition to the education that you have received in whatever particular discipline it is that you've chosen and have graduated in, I'm sure that during the time that you spent at St. John's, you would have got many perspectives on how to use your skills, what are the different ways in which you can develop a career, some of which may not even be apparent to you now, but at some point in your future career, you will remember what you learned from the teachers here and from colleagues here at St. John's. And I'm sure that that will help you in developing a very good career as you go forward. Of course, in St. John's, we don't train students and doctors to inhabit the campus. We do so that those we train can go out into the community, whether it's in a city or in a rural area, to provide effective medical care, not only of a high technical quality, but also with compassion and care for the individual patient. And I'm sure that your time here at St. John's will have provided you with all of those skills so that you're ambassadors of good medical care in the future as you go out. So I won't be very long, but I'll end by once again saying many congratulations to all of you that are graduating, and also best wishes for your future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your experiences with us. Now let's hear from the students. Our graduating students have arrived to this day after years of toil, fun, lows and highs, and they have made memories that will last a lifetime. I invite Ms. Isra Azam from BSc Anesthesia Technology, batch of 2018, to share the experiences with us today on behalf of the new graduates and the postgraduates.
It's not on. Oh, okay. Respected dignitaries on the dais, professors and mentors, parents who are sitting down there with glimmer of pride in their eyes, juniors who shall be carrying our legacies henceforth, and the stars of tonight, my fellow valedictorian. A very good evening to you all. Firstly, I would like to thank the Lord Almighty for getting us to this day safe and sound. We've all been holding our breath and praying that there would be no more waves of COVID. I would like to express my gratitude towards our amazing parents who have brought us up, put in all their sheer hard work to get us where we are today. Last, but not the least, I'm obliged to this esteemed institute and all of our professors and mentors who imparted to us their knowledge generously to ensure that we all succeed. 4 years ago, we were just a bunch of high school graduates, eyes filled with hopes and dreams, and the zest to achieve something. Then, we entered this medical college with heads held high, beaming with pride that we were capable enough to be accepted by this respected institution.
We started from the ice-breaking sessions where we were all acquainted to each other, and now we've made bonds that will probably be everlasting. The nervous chatters in the classroom before we began our first ever class, to the 15-minute break we'd get to enjoy the simplistic filter coffee that was served on the first floor, the fun trips to all of our practical labs, and the security guard very diligently asking us for our ID card every single day, we all commenced into being part of this place. Very soon, we started with our hospital postings, where we realized our responsibility as a healthcare professional and the sense of obligation that we have toward every person that comes to us for treatment. The first year just flew by in a blink, with all of us having witnessed Autumnmuse, ICC, ICS, and various events, which brought us closer and made us work as a team. And then the pandemic hit. Just like that, the earth stopped so suddenly, without even a warning or any mercy. So many of us lost people who we loved, or even were affected by it themselves. It was such a difficult and testing time for us all, especially as healthcare professionals. We have all heard the famous saying, with great power comes great responsibility, only now that we truly understand what it meant. The whole world went under quarantine, and we all drew comfort by connecting to each other online, either by making the infamous Dalgona coffee, by binge-watching every Netflix series there was, by banging on thalis and lighting candles, or by making reels of the song Savage Love. From no ma'am, you're not audible, to having a network disturbance just when we were asked to answer questions in our online classes, and taking a whole different approach to conducting our annual interclass cultural and sports events online. We have evolved so much in such a little time. Blimey, we even endured the second wave. We've been through so much together. Yes, of course, we're all aware of the roseful memes made on us, the pandemic graduates. But guess what? Instead of calling this generation the lost generation, the term welcome generation is more suitable, because instead of fearing change, this generation says welcome and keeps forging ahead. Then, against all odds, we gave our finals, cleared them, and the final chapter began, the internship. It was all chaos when we got a reality check from being students who were pampered by our professors to actually being treated like a staff who has responsibility and are accountable. All of this taught us professionalism, and we learned how to manage our attitude in a place of work. Now, many of us might have second thoughts about all of this and might rethink our career plans and options. Some of us are confused as to what our next steps should be. Our youth is meant for us to make mistakes, but also to learn from them. And I hope that each of us find our thing, and whatever it may be, that makes us happy and excel at. Looking back, I don't think any of us would have ever imagined that we could grow so much as individuals and as a team, putting aside our differences to work together in a healthcare setup. None of this would have been possible without you guys, my comrades. Without us looking out for each other and working together, we wouldn't have emerged as the people we are today. So today, we commemorate this day and pat ourselves on the back for being strong and pushing through all that was put against us. I thank all of you for being a part of this incredible journey of mine. Without you all, I could never have become the woman I have grown into. I hope the next chapter and the new beginnings in our lives brings us all success. This is Isra Azam signing off the last time as an honorable class representative of the first ever graduating batch of anesthesia technology. Thank you and congratulations to us all.
Thank you, Isra, for the vibrant talk. As we approach the end of today's ceremony, may I request Dr. Mary Diaz, Vice Dean, Allied Health Sciences, to present the vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks to all the people who have worked to make this day memorable for our graduates. I thank God the Almighty for this day, to have been able to have this occasion in person for our graduates and in the presence of their parents and loved ones, which we were not able to have for the past 2 years. Dr. Raghu, for your acceptance to be our chief guest and being an illustrious alumnus from our institution, and also for your speech to inspire our students, a sincere thanks. I request Father Charles, our ADC, to present a plaque to Dr. Raghu as a token of our appreciation. Father Paul, our director in absentia today, thank you for all the support and encouragement you have given us. Heartfelt gratitude to Father Charles, our associate director college, for being the force behind all the wonderful arrangements that you're seeing today. I thank the associate directors of the hospital and finance, Father John and Father Tony, for their support, with a special note of thanks to Father Tony for concelebrating today's Mass with Father James, and thanks for his inspiring homily to our students and for distributing the prizes today. Thank you, Father. Our Dean, Dr. George, thank you for motivating, guiding the students, the faculty throughout the day, and today especially for presenting the report of the Allied Health Sciences stream. To my fellow Vice Deans and other executives, sincere thanks for all the planning and support to make this day happen. And at the hospital, I thank the Chief of Medical Services, both past and present, Dr. Arvind, Dr. Sanjeev, our Chief of Nursing Services, Sister Ria, and their entire team, where the students have trained, especially for the opportunity to serve during the pandemic and placing their trust in our students. A very big thank you to all the heads of departments, faculty members, department coordinators, technical staff, and especially my AHS coordinators, Dr. Smita, Ms. Jennifer, and Ms. Sapurva, for being there for our students. For without you, this day wouldn't have materialized. Dr. Marjorie, Dr. Avita, our registrars, their team, Mr. Roshan, Ms. Edwina, Sumana, and all others at the academic section, to whom we are truly grateful, as they have worked quietly behind the scenes to ensure that all our student-related activities, right from the weeks of admissions to this graduation day, has appeared so seamless. Dear parents and superiors of the graduates, thank you for having chosen St. John's for your child's training and for being here today to support them. Our cheers to all the people whose wholehearted support have made this day a big success. Our chaplain, Father Sebi, and the AHS choir for the beautiful Mass, Mr. Roshan and the team of the estate for the venue arrangements, Mr. Raja Rao and the security team, student committee, volunteers, choir, department heads and faculty of various committees, and members of the press. Special thanks to our two lovely MCs for the day, Dr. Tanya and Mrs. Priyanka, for being such wonderful hosts for today's function. Lastly, but most importantly, thank you, dear graduates, for all that you have been to us during your stay at St. John's. God bless and all the best.
Thank you, Dr. Mary, and I, on behalf of the organizing committee and the students of the Allied Health Sciences, would like to thank Dr. Mary for her constant dynamic presence in the days nearing this program, and for your constant presence throughout the year in guiding the students. Before we conclude, I would like to inform the graduating students that after this ceremony, they can have their photographs taken with their batchmates, their staff in the amphitheater, so you can proceed there. I would also like to request the audience to remain seated in the auditorium after the national anthem. You may leave the auditorium after the recessional procession is over. So now we conclude the ceremony with the national anthem. I request everyone gathered here, the students, the dignitaries, and the audience to rise. I invite the AHS choir to lead the gathering in the national anthem.
सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. You may be seated. With that, we have drawn to the end of the day's proceedings. There's an announcement for the audience. There is tea being served outside for the family and the friends of the graduates. You may proceed there once the ceremony is done. The recessional procession will now begin. The procession will be led by the dignitaries on the dais. College, the Associate Directors, the Dean of St. John's Research Institute, the Vice Dean of the AHS courses, the Registrar, the Assistant Registrar, the Chief of Nursing Services, and the Vice Deans of UG Studies and Outreach Programs. They will be followed by the faculty of St. John's. Followed by the postgraduate students graduating today. The postgraduates will be followed by the undergraduates graduating today. Thank you, family and friends, for participating today and making this program a grand success. Dinner will be served at 8 o'clock in the food court that is beside the auditorium, and there will be a cultural program in the auditorium at 8. You are all welcome to attend. Thank you so much and have a nice day.